Welcome. I just want to say happy Saturday. I hope I'm live. Oh, it just quit on me again. Hold on. It just quit. I'm going to try. Let me just check. This could be frustrating as heck. Here you go. Yeah, it looks like I'm live. Alright. It just said I quit, and I said, alright, I'm still here. Let me, if you could see, if you can hear me and you're in the chat, say hello or say, yeah, you're fine. Let me go back. I think I'm live. Alright, it looks like I'm live. I'm going to do the best I can. Alright, I got a few news updates on Facebook, and if you're, regular Facebook user, you know what's going on. They're kind of changing things around a little bit. And I kind of like it, but I'm not crazy about it. I think it's interfering a lot with how you navigate Facebook. Like, for example, now all you see, excuse me, I got a little cold. I don't know, allergies again. Well, if you're on Facebook, I think I'm live. So if you're here, say hello. It shut down, but it's showing that it's counting the seconds. So I think we're good. Let me go back here. What it does in Facebook itself, you look at, normally when you log on, go to a page like stained glass patterns, it'll show you up here sort by most recent. So what it's doing, my guess is, well, I kind of looked into it, but it's giving you the most popular or suggested post based on your, yeah. Hi, Linda. I hope you can hear me okay. I got a little bit of a congestion problem today, and I took NyQuil of all things. I'm going to fall asleep halfway through. So, no, I should be fine. I took a low dose. But I'll tell you, with the heat and my allergies, it's a mess. Yeah, what I was getting at, and I really apologize. I hope everybody can see what I'm seeing. For some reason, my software just said I quit. And I said, well, let me try it again, and it worked. So I'm going to keep checking it. Yeah, we're back. You can see that on the left, I got the afterburners, the pictures of my afterburners here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be giving away afterburners today. I got 3 to give away. And I'll leave my email. I'm going to go into my YouTube chat. There we go. I hear you fine. Oh, thank you, Linda. Yeah, it's just technology. Right? I don't know, the AI world we're in right now, everything, it's crazy. Even Facebook, if you go there, it gives you what they think you're going to like to see. And sure enough, this is a popular subject here. Topic, 117 people. So I think what they're doing is the first item you see is going to be like highlighted, suggested reading. And it's like, that's fine, but it changes a lot of things. Like right now you have all topics. So you can actually look at different topics. So I got all topics. So you got, and what it does, below the person's name, you can add a topic. And like here I could say, add a topic. Well, I I could add another topic, but basically there's nothing here. Maybe questions about doing, general questions. Maybe we'll do that. But yeah, maybe I'll do that. Let's see. I'm going to try something. Topic settings. Excuse me. Oh, here we go. So we got. Let's go. Create a new topic. General questions. They limit you to how much you can type. Or I'll just write glass. It's not stained glass. Let's see if that fits. No, that's it. So say general. Yeah, we'll go back to general. Oh, maybe construction help? Maybe that would be better. I don't know. I'm going to put general questions in there. Yeah, Linda, I'm going to tell you how, if you don't have an afterburner, you want one, I'm going to tell you how to win one in today's broadcast. Alright, so I added general questions, alright? So what I can do, well, I think you guys could do it too, is you could add a topic. So I'm going to say, alright, general questions. So if you go to general questions, here, you'll see all the posts are grouped together by topic. So I added that. It's not going to change anything how this shows up, but it will be in that topic. So, oh, what is it? The afterburner? Let's see. Can you? I have to go back to my YouTube window. Oh, no. Yeah, it's still showing. Yeah, I have the actual. Oh, now it's not moving. Let's see. Maybe it's delayed. Could be. Oh, there it is. It's delayed. Stop freaking out. It's broken. What is the afterburner? The glass cutters, like the, excuse me, silver schnitz or any barrel cutter. If you can see that. Let me go. If I go here, I'm navigating. Oh, now I could see live. Okay. The afterburner and other cutters, they fit into the, I'm not saying the afterburner, the silver schnitz and other cutters. Basically, all cutters other than what you call one of those, the push one. The pistol grip. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm in a brain fog. They fit inside. You gotta loosen the screw up inside. Let's see. I'm working backwards and upside down. You gotta loosen the screw. There you go. That's a hold down screw. And then slip the cutter in. You gotta make sure you have enough room. There you go. Right, and you line the screw up. You kind of go halfway, halfway down the cutter. I think that works best. And going about halfway, and then make sure you, with the silver schnitz, that screw is facing up. If you're a push cutter, and I explained, excuse me, I explained a million times why. Because when you go off the glass, you don't want to. With the profile of the silver schnitz with a wide area here and a narrow one here, it's better to push. So if you go off the glass, you're not going to, this area of the cutter, if you had it the other way, like this, like that, going off the glass, you're going to smack the back side of the glass. Pushing. Pulling, it doesn't matter. And actually, excuse me, it's horrible. This cutter was designed by Silverschnitz, and I'll show you, it has a name on it. There you go. I'm in the daylight now. There we go. And the wide area down below, so you can use it to draw cut with a cutting square. This wide area here it'll match up better with the square. Keeps the wheel straight. So for draw cutting here, you put the screw down. You're probably better off when you're using a cutting square. If you're cutting freehand, templates, whether it's push or pulling, the screw faces up. That's the problem. They designed a cutter for glazers cutting squares, and for folks doing stained glass, templates and what have you. They didn't design it for them, but you can use the cutter if you remember to keep that screw on the top. Like I said, when you push off. All right, let's get back to the afterburner. Yeah, so what the afterburner does, sorry about the limited space, I didn't plan on the big screen here. You hold it in your hand, it really gives you a lot of control. If you're trying to cut glass, the control is amazing. And if you have hand fatigue, or issues, you can really work with it. So it's a great item. And I got 3. I'm going to give them away. And I'm going to show also even a standard cutter. And these cutters are the same thing. When you push cut these, you want them with these teeth facing upwards, so you don't chip the glass again with this area of the cutter if you're pushing. If you're pulling, either way, I mean, it's just, you're better off pulling this way, you get more leverage. So let's just see. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set this up for push cutting. And show you it can be done. So there you go, you have your cutter in the handle, and again you put your finger up here, get a nice grip, and whoosh, go to it. You could actually extend the cutter out a little bit, because the screw on the afterburner is very strong. So if you don't want to extend the cutter, you can do that as well, and push it like that. So, or you could draw this way. It keeps the cutter really stable. There's a lot of key points about cutting stained glass. You want to make sure, number one, you're cutting on a solid workbench. You don't want to cut on newspapers or soft surfaces, because you're not getting the good, I always bring up the word kinetic energy. The wheel contacting the glass on a solid surface will give you a much better score. Instead of, giving, if you have a newspaper and, a rug, rug is actually okay for 1/4-inch plate glass, larger sheets, because you have the kinetic energy. But for stained glass, 1/8-inch art glass, you want to, it has to be concrete, but a solid surface to cut on. And it gives you that kinetic energy between the glass and the wheel. And it makes a better score, better break, better cut. Alright. Enough. I'm watching my hands moving all over. I mean, I have folks always ask me, why do you wear the glove? Well, there's two reasons actually, but the main one is when I'm doing stuff, if I don't have my glove on, let's see, I'm back here. Alright. If I don't have my glove on, I tend to get myself off balance. And I have this balancing issue that started a couple of years ago, and doctors don't know what's wrong with me. I think it's a sinus or eye infection, I don't know. But I noticed when I wore the glove, the let me go back to my chat. I could see the chat. Oh, there we go. I always use, yeah. Pistol grip's a great cutter, by the way. I mean, for pushing, I mean the ergonomics of the handle and how you can see the wheel when you're pushing. People don't like to be blinded by the hand if they're pulling. I understand that, but there's a different stance. You know, you stand off to the side and you cut on the bench with the bench off to your side on a 90 degree. So you could draw a cut and get actually a better cut with it. Pistol grip would be a little difficult because it's got too much handle in the way. So, but they're really good cutters for pushing. And you get that control. Even though the wheel swivels a bit, you still get that good kinetic, energy down on the wheel with the pistol grips. Whether it has a TC10 or TC9, that's the TC600 is actually a really good wheel for those pistol grips, and the TC10s, and that goes for the other Toyo cutters and what have you. And I'm right at the doorstep of buying one of those. They call them the it's a wheel, the Toyo wheel, that they give it a V. Actual like instead of TC10 whatever, it'll be TC10 with a V because the wheel vibrates. It's got a lot of notches in it, so when you're cutting, it's like a vibration that goes on that kind of taps the wheel as you're cutting. Now I've seen the cutter a while ago. I've seen the glass, the cutter head, and I said, oh, that's kind of gimmicky. But I heard folks actually do think it works well. So you know me, I'm that guy, that checks out, does product reviews and looks into the truth about, stained glass itself or products and what have you. So it's almost my job. I got to go get this wheel and try it out and give a full evaluation. And hey, you never know. I always use the hand cutter. They don't vibrate. They're just solid. But the TC10 with the V, the vibrating wheel, it will fit on pistol grips, on any Toyo cutter you have now. I don't think the Silversnitz has a vibrating wheel, but I have to get one, and I'm just going to buy the wheel and put it on a super cutter, the Toyo super cutter, and give it a try. So yeah, let me. I just want to. I always have to check in with my software, make sure I'm hooked up. I think I'm. If it drops me and I'm just talking to myself, that's kind of embarrassing. I don't want to do that. All right, so let's get back to the group again. Yeah, what I was saying earlier. Excuse me. That when you go any Facebook group, actually, I don't know if it's I guess it would be just groups. It sorts the posts by the most, like, not requested, but I guess popularity, and then you just scroll past it. See, I went to guys group, stained glass. Oop, I don't want to see that. I got people, I'll tell you, they hate me and they post crazy stuff. My apologies. Everybody, they hate Trump, they love Trump, hate Trump. But yeah, if I go to stained glassers, that Fletcher, if you have a hand cutter like this, a Fletcher, yeah, it'll work. Definitely will work. And the Fletcher pencil grip cutter, they make these green ones and blue ones, and I believe there's a clear one that holds fluid. It'll work as well. I have one in the work area. I didn't bring it over because they're really not that popular. But the Fletcher with the 135 or 130 degree wheel, it really cuts better than a Silversnitz with a 138 or a Toyo with the 140. And you'll find that the Fletcher cutters will get through that very difficult white glass issue. It's not scoring and it's not breaking right. So a Fletcher cutter is a better option, as well as a hard cutter, which I don't know the actual. Well, actually, I do know the angle. This one's a 130, so that's why it'll pierce the surface area of the white better than, say, a 140 or 138. So if you like your Fletcher cutter, that's the reason why, because you're more versatile. You get the gold tip cutters by Fletcher with a 130 degree wheel, and if you know how to vary your scoring pressure, which is very important, the cutter will work for you. And what I mean by varying pressure, and excuse me, I had to hit the mute button on that one. When you're cutting glass and you're cutting along, and this goes for variegated glass, with say swirls of white in it or dense areas. You want to, when you're scoring over the easy area, the more cathedral glass you could see through. A nice medium pressure is fine, 4 to 5 pounds. But if you start getting into the heavy density glass, and it's more evident with Baroque glass, where you get like big swirls of, like Baroque white is a really good example. Big swirl of white, you're moving along, everything sounds great, and you get to that white, and somebody turned the volume off on your cutter, and you don't hear the score. And the fallacy is, you don't have to hear the score. Well, you know what? Really, you don't have to, but you should be aware that it's time to put down a little more pressure. So if you're going along at 4 to 5 pounds on Baroque white in a clear area, and then you see you're getting into the dense glass, pump it up. Get it to, instead of 4 to 5 pounds, go to 6 to 7 pounds. And that will get you right through that dense, very dense glass. And more so with a 130 degree wheel, that'll break the surface better. So you don't need to push down as much. If you had a 140 or 138 Silversnitz or Toyos, if you keep a light pressure, you're not going to burn through it. You're not going to get through that dense glass. The fallacy is, what they're showing is cutting glass like that with a Toyo or a Silversnitz, and they're already starting out with a decent amount of pressure, or gently press more when they know they're going to need it. But they don't tell you that. But I do. And I'm telling you, the 130 wheel is better for situations like that. So if you have a Fletcher glass cutter, you're ahead of the game. Right? You see a lot of people, big subjects on the glass groups. Oh, I've got white glass, I can't cut it. What? It shattered 1,000,000 times. That's because they're using a Toyo or a Silversnitz cutter. All you have to do is get a hide, 130 or a Fletcher gold tip carbide cutter, and their problems are over. But people say, it can't be all glass cut. No, all glass cutters are not made the same. The honing angles are specific, and different honings for different types of glass. And the harder white glass, anything super dense glass, needs a sharper hone, which is more pointed. Or a Fletcher, a Silversnitz will be like that, a Toyo will be like that, well, Fletcher would be like that. You wouldn't think that little bit of honing would make a difference, but it does. Trust me. Right? Yeah, what I was saying, getting back to my discussion on groups, you can see, you scroll down, and right here, it says highlights. It's like, oh. In the other group, it says topics, because I chose to allow topics. So without topics, they say, well, here's highlights. So highlights, I'm going to translate that to posts that are getting a lot of feedback, a lot of comments, not necessarily the latest or the newest post. So that's what Facebook is doing. And then you see here, you got, this is May 19th. Oh, Bill Blodgett. But you'll see that there's a lot of replies to it, and there may be recent comment on it. Huh. Isn't around. Look at this, I'm bringing up dirt. I guess Bill isn't around to defend us. So do you have any side-by-side comparisons? Which patterns do you believe he plays? I had them all taken down. It was over a dozen of my patterns. He was cleaning them up with Dragonfly software, which is fine, but he's giving it away. I was like, hey, Bill, you can't do that. It's my own. Oh, no, it's on the internet. It's free, fair game. I was like, no. Bill, I didn't talk to him on the phone, but I said, no, you can't take people's patterns and redo them or format them to the exact pattern and give them away. You just can't do that. Well, his reasoning was, and I'm not making this up. I mean, he seemed like a nice guy. He's trying to help people out. He says, no, it's on the internet. It's fair game. And I'm like, oh, yo. So I said, all right, Bill, I'm going to call the internet police, which I did. He was on Facebook. I contacted Facebook. You have to take screenshots and sign the intellectual property, copyright things, and show proof of where your patent exists. I did all that, and I had at least a dozen, probably more, 15 of my patents forcibly removed from his Facebook page. There's still a couple up there, and I didn't dig through them. He's got a lot of patents, but there's still a couple up there, and I was like, you know what, the guy's gone. Yeah, did he die? Yeah, unfortunately, he passed away, but at the time it was like, I couldn't believe it. It's like, well, it's out there and it's anyone's game, So, yeah, I'm not here for that. But look at I get so sidetracked. It's not even funny. Then after showing you highlights, right? This is a hot subject. Everybody's talking. It goes back to recent posts. All right, and there you go. Then your feed starts going back to recent stuff. And whereas this had 9 likes and comments, then we got one from Connie that was posted 20 minutes ago, and it came up. So Facebook is taking user data, algorithms, and I would even say that they're custom tailoring what you see by what your personal algorithms show Facebook. So I hate to go back to I got so many freaks out there, I'm telling you. It's I get involved. I really shouldn't. Alright, so we're back to stained glass patterns, and I'm going to show you when you scroll down, you got the topics, and then again a popular topic, and then this goes to Laura asked 54 minutes ago a good question about hanging windows, and she's gotten replies on it, and then it goes back to I'm not saying most recent, or it may show you stuff that's more prevalent to your tastes. I'm guessing. That's the new Facebook we have now. If you go to Facebook, say I can't find my post, you go up here and go ahead and I think I'll leave the group. Hit your content. That's easy enough, and this way you could see people reply to your posts. That you also find up in notifications somebody did reply to your post, which that notification feed is kind of broken in my opinion, because it tells me stuff. It's like, you got to, someone commented on your post, and like, oh, all right, I look at it, and it's from a month and a half ago. I was like, well, it just commented, huh? So they got to fix that. All right, so let's go. Let me go hit the back button. All right. I don't even know. I'm going to go ahead and see. Apologies. I'm going back in. We have 6 people watching. All right. 6 people. There might be more. This didn't update. But I'm going to give away my first afterburner. All right. First afterburner. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go ahead and share my email address. So if you won the afterburner, I can't get in touch with you. The thing about YouTube, I see people's handles, but I click on it. There's nothing. I mean, basically your YouTube page, but there's no way of me finding you. So what I'm going to do is leave my email address, which is downeastandwest.com. Let's see. I leave my email address. If you do win, just shoot me an email with the subject title Afterburner or what have you, YouTube, whatever. I'll get, and give me your mailing address, your shipping address. I don't spam anybody. I'm one of those people that I take my whole email folders and I delete everything, like probably once a week, because I get hundreds of thousands of emails. But if I don't read it, if it's something I said, all right, I don't read it, or if I didn't reply to it, it gets deleted. So I do that because there's a lot of spamming going on, and so I don't know how they get your email, but not your email, but get to see your email. But they do. I don't know how. I have all kinds of firewall walls up, and I don't know, but I delete it. So if you email me, and what I'll do is I'll respond, I'll reply, and I keep all my emails that I reply to, so it'll automatically have your email address in it, and I'll be able to ship out your prize. So yeah, if you want to win, let me get back to. I'm telling you, I'm in a serious brain fog today. Let's go back to window. There we go. 3 watching now. All right, 4 people. That jumps around. What I want you to do. Window. There we go. First afterburner. I mean, I'm going to make it easy. Guess a number between 1 and 10. All right, and I'm not going to write it down. Well, I'm going to write it down on another piece of paper. So if you hear, right, first afterburner. I'm going to try to be fair. I'm going to write it down. 1. And here's the number. Alright, I wrote it down. Alright, Linda guessed 7. Good guess, Linda. Geez, I wish I had 7 afterburners to give away. But that's not correct. I wrote it down, so whoever guesses it, I'll show it. Okay? Let's get back to the forum. Yeah, let's see, I'm going to write... Guess number between 1 to 10 to win Afterburner. You can only guess once, Linda. You guys have. I feel terrible now. I'm not going to say 2's a winner or not, but you can only guess one. Okay. That's too funny. You really want an Afterburner. I could see that. I'm going to give away 3, so there'll be another one. This one's just to get the ball rolling. And Jennifer said 4. That's not correct, Jennifer, either. No, Linda. You know what? I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do a trick question. All right. And not a trick question, but I'm going to see if you're paying attention. I mean, I'm waiting until someone guesses the right number. All right, we're going to go back to the forum. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about the subtle changes. If you notice your Facebook feed is acting wonky, well, they're just rebooting the whole darn thing, and let's see how it works out. I know years ago you were able to put YouTube videos right on Facebook, like you can with X, Twitter, and then see the video right on your feed, right, post it and watch it there. But Facebook, they stopped that. There's some, who knows what reason, but they stopped doing that. I mean, it's a great feature. I used it a lot years ago. Maybe they'll come back with that, because that really, when they stopped that, I was like, you have to click it to go to the, like just say you wanted to share a video you saw on YouTube. All you do is you post the YouTube, address in the URL, they call that, the web address. Post it in your post, and the video starts playing, and people can watch it from Facebook. Well, they stopped that. All right, any more guesses? Let's see. I did 1 through 10. I said, 1 through 5, maybe 2. All right, someone's talking about Velcros again. Yeah, I'm going to go right to the forum and do a little bit of feedback live, okay? Come on, guys, let's guess that number. I got it written down, so I'm not cheating. Laura, I'm going to just go through the post. I want to create something hanging through these 4 windows for my daughter. She doesn't want the entire window covered. Do you have any examples of what you've done that creates kind of a dangling theme? Well, actually, I've seen that one person did a real nice series of different flowers going across. It was quite remarkable, actually. And I forget who did it, but it was really pretty. So basically, it was all freestanding stuff, like a valance sitting on the bottom, which is kind of cool. A dangling theme. A trailing plant would be awesome. Yeah, I think it was like potted plants, and they just kind of stood up on the bottom, and so somebody mentioned using Velcro, and that is actually a great idea. If you got to do, like, that they got those cats that hang off your sill, looks like the paws coming down, and the cat, or you got a deer looking in from outside. The window's on the inside, but it looks like a deer. They sell the 1/8" clear Velcro, like Home Depot, Lowe's, and all, even on Amazon. And it's really sticky, actually. And you put some on the stained glass, and I'm not saying hang it from it, but it'll keep it from falling forward. It has enough strength to it. It'll keep your sun catcher from falling down, coming away from the window. And all you do is you put a little strip of Velcro, near the top. Let's just say it was a deer coming through. Boom, zoom this in a little bit. Let's say they had a deer, and then you got your stained glass. You take a little Velcro, you put the strip on the stained glass, and then you put the strip on your window and just push it into place. You know, you could do the same thing on the bottom if you're concerned about it. As far as if you had a full window, say something that fit the window, you could put 2 strips of Velcro at the top and just push your window in. The weight of the window is sitting on the sill, and you don't want it to fall. You don't want the window to fall. That Velcro is strong enough to keep it from falling. And the hidden value of that, it will also allow the window to vent if it has slight gaps in it, and it also allows you to go ahead and take your stained glass down easily. You can just lift up the bottom and pull it out, or get a little hook and pull the Velcro from the top, and clean the window underneath it. And there's ways. People say, "Oh, I got daylight coming around the stained glass." You could literally take electrical tape, black electrical tape, and frame your window in black, and put your stained glass, and you'll never see that daylight. That would actually work really good, and it would not void your window, the seal, and it would cover all that daylight. So if you carefully put electrical tape around it, and put your stained glass in front of it, you'll never notice that. And instead of the other option is to caulk the windows in, but you're creating a situation where you're going to have condensation, even if it's insulated glass. You're going to have a difference of temperature from outside to inside, even on insulated glass, and it will sweat. The window will sweat, especially if there's humidity in the house. You really don't want to seal stained glass in. If you do put silicone in, give yourself a little spacing at the top, a void. You allow air to circulate through. And then the same thing on the bottom. You shim your window up and then leave a little void so you do have an airflow. You don't want to seal the whole thing, the whole window in, completely. And a good way to use a good sealant, instead of using a silicone, use an acrylic caulking, like the Alex Pro. It goes on white but dries clear, like Elmer's glue, and you don't even see it. So if you have your window framed in zinc, you really don't even see the caulking. All you see is that zinc framing. You're putting it down, thin enough where it's not bulging out. You don't need to. And the good thing about Velcro, also you put the Velcro up and you push your window in, it'll hold it there until the caulk sets. The other option, and we've done it many times in the shop, is to use hot glue gun. Put the window in place, take the hot glue, squirt it in the corners, just enough to tack that window, hold it in place while the caulking sets. You could also do that with wood trim if you're worried about the window falling down. But hot glue is great because you can always heat it up and get it out, or pop it with a glazing knife. It's strong, but it's not like super glue. So that's a little installation advice. Let's see, any more guesses, guys? Come on. I got an afterburner sitting here. It's saying, I want to be one. Come on. I'm going to check to see how many people here. Don't be shy. Let's see. I'm going to check. 7 what? Oh, that's 7 now. Well, I must be the pop culture guy on YouTube. No, I do this, what I do on YouTube. My stuff is informative. I'm not here. I try not to entertain. If I get bit by my cat or something, I'm screaming. I do my best not to be the entertainer, but to give factual, good, solid stained glass advice. See, I went into about the windows. That's what I do. You folks know me. You know my YouTube videos. That's what I do. I often get off on subject and into a whole new subject, trying to work off another subject that morphed into this subject and back to that subject. It happens. Guilty as charged. Let's see. Tanya Bonchev. And my lives are very sporadic. I went live today because I wanted to talk about this Facebook feature that I really want to know, what your opinions are about it. It's do you like it? You don't like it? Let's see. Live chat. I'm gonna make sure I'm still on. 11:36. Yeah, Linda said aw. Alright. Well, if I don't give away the first one, no one guesses the right number. So far, it's not 7 or 4. That's narrowing it down. There's 8 numbers left. All right, let's look at this snail. Check out that glass. Where are the hinge police when you need? Just kidding. Hopefully, you can get away with putting stuff like this together if you use that, the restrip. It's the brass. You wrap the whole thing in brass, and it'll make it strong. Oh, we have another guest, Margaret. 3. No, that's not it. So that's 3 down. We got 3, 4, and 7 are not the numbers. And Linda, she was trying to cheat, throwing another number at me. This ain't the. I mean, I may get all right. I'll be fair. It's not number 2. Okay, guys. So Linda's second guess of number 2 is not correct. So it's not 7, 2, 4, or 3. And Margaret. Oh, hey, Margaret. Thanks for joining. You can't guess 2 times. I should have put it in the rules. You could say, all right, you guess 1 through 10, guess all numbers, and then you're gonna get. That's so funny. All right, and you're making it hard on me here. I'm gonna even go that far and say it's not 7, it's not 2, it's not 4, it's not 3. And it's not Hi Gary. And it's not number 5. So let's really narrow it down. Why not? Because you only get 1 guess. Yeah, you can guess 1 through 10. And you'll win. But you only get 1 guess. And I'm giving away 3, so you have your chance. It's not 5. I wrote it down. Look. I'll put my thumb over it. It's right here. I wrote it down. I'm not going to tell you what it is. Look at that. It's there. Oh my God. All right. Let's get back to... Oh yeah, this is really cute snail actually. Very realistic looking. Tanya, see, I see people... I see your information when I hover over. I check to see if you're a spammer. Yeah, Doreen, she piped right in. Yeah, that's not going to hold. Of course not. But if you put wire around that, it'll be fine. Not wire. You put the flat restrip or whatever, the 3mm around that. I'll tell you, that'll hold. And here too. And it's just a matter of, soldering the restrip. Took the spinner all apart. What? You took the spinner apart? Which one were you doing, Margaret? That's my post going live. Alright. What was I think I recall what spinner you were doing. Yeah, I actually, Lynn, who makes a lot of my spinners, she asked me a good way to reinforce the spinners. I told her to use 1/8" U brass. It's like 1/8" or not 3/16, but 3/32. It's a U shape. So when you put the U shape down, that'll give you a really strong edging for your panels. Oh, it fell. Oh no. That's important. You got to make sure you reinforce those wires. You don't rely on just a small spot on the top. I would say all the spinners, you should go, tack it near the top and take that wire and go right down to the hub area, or follow along a line on the top panel, as far down as you can. It's they're not super heavy, but I'll tell you, just the hanging and the spinning, and you better safe than sorry. And use at minimum a 14 gauge wire. I would say at minimum. 16, 18 no way, 20 definitely out. Use a 14 and get it into, if I find a spinner here. Looking at Lisa's pretty big. Oh, that's from June 6th. See, it's showing me, I guess, new stuff. Down 5. Wire was not strong. Yes, it was. What, down 5 seams. Yeah. I'm sorry about it breaking. One thing I always thought about is, people start making spinners and they start falling from where they're hanging. I'm like, ugh. But they really need to be supported. Just like a lamp. Lamps need support. That's a pretty pattern, Lisa. Yeah, with the corners. Very pretty. Alright. I got a little updated stuff. Phil, art glass in lobby. Oh, this is in the lobby of Ed Hoy. Need glass? Check them out. Little side plug there, Phil. Who do you work there, Phil? Is your name Phil Hoyes? Just kidding. Actually, I've seen this lamp before. I forget where. But maybe from Ed Hoy's picture years ago. I don't know. Yeah. Very nice 3D with, very 3D-ish. Yeah, model glass. Yeah, Ed Hoy's, they're a great company, and I like their products. I was a customer of theirs for many years. Many years. So, Carl is trying out his daughter's Cricut. I can get a pattern to print, but I need to cut it myself. How do I get to cut the pattern piece? Carl, it sounds to me you need to go to Cricut school. Yeah, there's options to print and cut, or just cut. I don't know if you need different blades to cut different materials, but yeah, that's what they're kind of designed for. To cut the templates. Yeah, print and cut. Thanks, Tony. Alright. See, I'm just seeing random posts here. Typically I see them in newest order. So, maybe they'll change. Maybe the settings haven't been updated yet. Maybe that'll change. I like when I click on, say, the stained glass patterns. If I'm there, I'd like to see the feed refreshed to the latest. Like, this is not the latest. And there's no way of me selecting, newest stuff. It's gone. So, anyway, I just wanted to, if you thought you're going crazy because you don't see that, you're not alone. I'm like, wow, I got really mixed feelings about it. I like to have a little more control of what I see on Facebook. And I noticed lately they're tweaking the code or whatever. They're doing things. My feed just totally shut down altogether. So, the drop down, yeah. I don't have a Cricut, but I figured out how to use it. It's not that hard. Julie got a little bargain. I guess somebody else. That's cute. See that? Oh, it's a bird flying downward. What is it? It's a bluebird? It's a long... Huh. Very cheerful. Very cheerful. Very nice. Mikala, I want to drill a little string. Come on, guys, guess. This Afterburner is sitting here. It's sitting here. And there's a number written down. Guess between 1 and 10. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe so you can chat. I turned it on subscriber only. It's free. You just hit the down below the video, subscribe. And it kind of helps me out. It gets the word out, and and you'll get updates to new stuff. Great fun. So I'm waffling again. Mikala, she wants to drill little string holes in some glass. I have a jumble, wondering if someone has recommended. It's yeah, there you go. Put it in water. Carla's right. Yeah. To actually make these little rings that, for glass drill presses. It's like the drill press with a glass drum bit on it. And you pull it down and you leave it's like this ring that holds water. And there's old school trick. You take putty, like regular, silly putty, I guess, or some kind of putty, and you make a well, and you make sure it's got water in it. Yeah, water's key. Diamond will cut right through it, but you're gonna, wear out your diamonds quick. Sandy is an Egyptian artist. I saw this the other day. It's different. I know nothing about glass on mosaics. I know how it's done, but this looks like there's a lot of painting and included. It's still very artsy. Look at that. Very pretty. Jen, ready to be foiled. She'll have a wire necklace and crystal beads on her as well. Oh, let's see. I got a thing here that says engage with my audience. Oh, it's asking me to engage. Alright, no one guessed. No one. Nobody. That's like type nobody. Nobody guessed number yet. Oh, if you got any general class questions, there you go. If you ask me a question, I say, oh, geez, I don't know. I'm gonna give you an afterburner. How's that? There's things I don't know, and I'm not gonna tell you. But you hit me up with a question, I say, wow, I don't know. You get an afterburner, okay? That's pretty. She'll have a wire necklace and crystal beads. Very nice, Jen. Very nice. I know that this video has sound. I don't want to turn it on. It'll blow my speakers. Actually, I turned the speakers off. Nice traditional leaded glasswork. Very nice. Evram, Nabil. Very nice. Alright. What happens after you leave this life? Uh, is that a glass question? They take all my patterns, take all my art. My kids, they have a burn party. They burn all my artwork. I don't know. I'm going to get back. Oh, the secret of life. What happens after you die? Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not big on the spiritual world, but I come from a family. My grandmother actually was very into numerology and spirits and horoscopes, and she would have said, "Oh yeah, this, that, yeah, this is what happens to you." But I'm not really tuned in, or religious for that matter. I mean, everybody says heaven and hell, and I don't know. I wish it's one way or the other. I wish it was documented truth. Yeah, hey, if you're good, you go to heaven. If you're bad, you go to hell. Nobody knows, because if you die, you don't come back. Those people that say they died and they saw a light and they came back. So, yeah, I don't. Nobody knows. So that's really unfair. But you did kind of get me to say I don't know. So, guess what, Linda? You won. You won. And Afterburner. Tricky you. Afterburner. At Linda. See, if you type at the person's name, at Linda, it pops up. You could see it, and then you could tag somebody. All right. All right. Send me shipping. My email. You won. Yeah, you're gonna love the Afterburner. I'll tell you, people have gotten up there. I don't sell them, so you think I'm in it for the money? Hey, Gary's promoting, and he wants you to buy it. And you can go to my Amazon store and buy one. There's a different version. I think they're like $15-20. But I'm not here to sell stuff. I'm giving it away because I bought a bunch of these, and it's a nice gift for people who watch my live stream. And that's what we're doing. I'm gonna get back to Kevin's lamp here. It's crazy. I'm trying to figure it out. Is that ends or Z? The zigzag? Interesting. A lot of stars. What is that? I'm not, I can't be, cruel here. I don't, you know what, there's a lot of pieces and it's just very abstract. To me, this roping and the ends, I mean, it's interesting. I'll give you that. And then the stars, I mean, if it had more of a symbolic reason, I'd say, all right. But I'm just not seeing it. Sorry, Kevin. And one person responded. But yeah, it is nice. Did you make it? That's my question. And it looks like a size of arms, about a 16-inch dome. It has some nice jewels in it. It's very different. Again, if it was meant to be like a symbolizing some kind of event or Star Wars, I don't know. Let me know. I'm not going to comment in the forum right now. I'm going to check. Checking. I'm going to go to things. Alright, we got 7 still here. Well, guys, somebody didn't guess that number. So let's go back to Facebook. Window. There we go. All right. Ariana Neuenschwander. I like that name. Way to go, Linda. Yeah, she got me. Margaret, she asked me the question of life. Nobody knows the answer to that. I could tell you how to make German potato salad. All right, let's get back. Whiskers or no? I don't know. I tell you, this looks like he's a French poodle whiskers. I know it's a dachshund, I guess, but I mean, why don't you just go wire? Put some nice wire on there, and you know these are very light, unless you paint them heavy. But it's cute. Yeah, very pronounced, you know, color, red and blue and red. Interesting. But wire and longer. Oh, Kathy, look at that. You got me. She beat me to the punch. Alright, Dusty Miller. Made some panels for the shed doors. You're spending a lot of time in the shed, huh? Just kidding. Foiled the nature aspect and lead lines of bevel glass and water. Structurally, it's really intertwined, so they have held together pretty well. Okay. Yeah, though gravity is not your friend. If it's structured well, there should be no problem. And we made it for doors. Just be a little cautious about the door slamming. You can get a door closer, unless it's a slider. You know, and doors are in the active zone. Somebody pushed in, they could put the hand through it. So whenever you can, always, you know, play it with a 1/4-inch plate glass, just in case. That's my only advice. But it's very nice design. Alright. I'm scrolling. Anyone willing to share a 4-sided candle holder pattern? Thank you for his brother-in-law. Yeah, do a Google search for votives. I'll answer. Google votives. Yeah, they a lot of times they're 4-sided. It allows you to put a candle, you know, one of those glass tea light candles in there, or a regular candle. Linda, I would say Linda. She made a kitty. It looks like she used copper foil, tin copper foil. Very cute. Put a lot of time stained glass there. FaceTime her to finishing the hoop. Original hoops. Oh, it's in a hoop? It's in a hoop? Huh. Interesting. It's cute. Oh, I love cat stained glass. Alright. See. Okay, totally random, but I watched Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Local theater noticed the door to his home had a glass panel. You want to recreate it. Anyone know I can get a panel? A pattern? Yeah. Rebecca's on it. She's gonna go get you that pattern, alright? I don't recall. I watched the movie, but I probably noticed the stained glass, but I never gave it too much thought. But yeah, I mean, I hate to go there, but AI can do anything you want nowadays. And a lot of folks don't like it. And there's a lot of people that do like it. So I'm still on the fence. I'm leaning toward liking it just because it opens up a different avenue it gives you another tool to design stained glass, especially with the colors that AI creates for you. Some color combinations you never would have thought of. So, looking for feedback. Procreate. Looks fine to me. It's well balanced. I don't see any real difficult cuts. Alright, I got so one afterburner is earmarked for Linda. And Linda, again, email me your shipping address. Don't put it in the forum here, okay? In the chat. And I'm still trying to give away that one for guessing between a number between 1 and 10. It's not 7, it's not 2, it's not 4, not 3, not 5. So those are all eliminated. Only a few left. First one that guesses the correct number wins an afterburner. I know it's kind of cheesy, just to guess a number, but I got to do something. Email sent. All right, Linda, great. I'll check it out and I'll get your afterburner in the mail as soon as possible. Background could be done. I like the idea of the squares, mainly because if you start using like squiggly line backgrounds, it detracts too much from the main subject. The squares, they're there, but it kind of justifies the breaks. The only break you have here is above the the ear. So you may want to. If you put one line here, it's going to pop out. If you could, I don't know, maybe move this line up. I don't know. But yeah, you always get yourself into trouble when you're trying to justify a background. So this one can be done with the random abstract lines. Divide back to less sections so the focus, not the background. You would think, yeah, Sharon's right. Big background. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's 6 of 1/2 dozen of the other. All right. Who is this? I'm gonna go click on it. Garden Study, New York City. Oh, it is. Okay. Yes, it is. I don't like these kind of posts because it looks like one of those, promotional posts. I wish there was. She did get information on it. I think this one was done more so to see how many people comment on it. I hope that's not the case. I could do a little bit of administration work right now and see if there's any red flags for Nahaya. I'm going to let it stand for the moment. We'll see if anything comes up. Because I do get notifications on the left. If you look, I'm going to go ahead and move that to the side. You can see on the left here, I'll get notification. Remember, reported content. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. Alright, who wants the afterburner? Who wants it? Yeah, I'm not much of a host. I don't have a script. My script is rolling through the forum, okay? So, you guys don't, you post stuff. My main purpose was getting on and talking about the Facebook new algorithms, how they work, and I don't know. Actually, look, this was posted February 1st of 2025. See, that's what I'm getting at. It's like an old post. and nobody. I mean, it's like it should never even show up, but there it is. I don't know. I don't know. What are you doing, Facebook? Showing old stuff? I guess Facebook thinks I'm interested. That's my guess. I do. You do? Oh, you're getting married? Just kidding. I forget what I said. I do. I don't know. So here we are. The new Facebook, new way they show stuff. Now this is April from 9 hours ago, which is fine. Amaryllis design in progress. Very nice. Very pretty. You can see she got a couple of likes, but no comments. That's okay. What do you do, Margaret? Now you got me. What I said something. I was like, what did I say? You did. K Glass. Now January 6th. See that's what's going on. I was like, what the heck is going on here? I mean, bring the old Facebook back. I want to see new stuff. I mean, I'll look at old stuff, but show me the new stuff. Go back. Let's see if it shows up. It's almost getting frustrating. Let's see. And then this happens. See, they're updating something, and it goes blank. Featured. Well, these are featured posts. June 11th. That's recent. All topics. They don't have a way to select recent. So anyway. Let's see if that changes. Maybe I did something in the settings. I don't know. I'm going to show you. This post was reported by Error Glass Art. I'm not exposing you, but it's just that she reported it, and I'm like, why is it being reported? Here you go. It's for Cricket. Don't pay. Okay, it's a way of her to post her disdain for AI. It's okay. I'm you're pro or anti. I'm not gonna, condemn anybody for either one. If you like AI or you don't like AI, it doesn't matter. Oh, who wants one? I do. Okay, Linda won. Well, Margaret, you didn't guess the right number. Let's see. 5. You guessed twice. All right. You have to change the game here. All right. I'm just gonna go out of admin. I don't know why it was reported. I guess because it's a cheap shot at AI. I don't know. I'll get to it later. Hey, here we go. See, look, now the feed changed. See? Weird stuff happening. Whiskey. Oh, you know why? Did I comment on that? I don't know. All right, let's say we go. I could with another chance. Yes, you can, and you may get one. My live feeds. I'm gonna check the timer. Okay. Ooh, I'm over an hour, but I like to keep it under 2 hours. So be patient. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a quick jump over to the other forum. Let's see. Let's go back. You see my regular feed because there's a lot of crazy people on there. All right, let's go. The stained glassers. Here we go. This is, it says group by me. I don't know how that happened. But this is Guy's group. I'm going to have to change that. It's not my group. Um, let's go browse through here a little bit. Though I do post to it. You know, someone has to. All right, Cindy. See now here, highlights. Nowhere saying, show me the latest. And Cindy's asking about a nightlight to use in a hallway. So low on the wall, they have a very large door. Yeah, I would say that could be a problem. The tail whacking out. Yeah. I've never thought of that. I would think get an outlet that's like on a counter, above a counter or something. You know, you could say keep the dog out of the room. I don't know. Good question. Yeah, that could be a tough one. Let's go make sure we got the chat open. Here we go. All right. The cats. All right, without peeking, see, we're not there right now. See, stained glass patterns, and this is only going to hold up for the first person that gets it correct. Stained Glass Patterns Facebook group. It's not a trick question. This is a trivia question. And I'm going to give you multiple choices. Stained Glass Patterns. See, we're not there now. You can't see it. Has 50,000 members. It has 100,000 members. It has 200,000 members. Or it has 500,000 members. Which one's the closest? 50, 100, 200, or 500? First correct answer gets the Afterburner. It's a really easy one. Thad McMillan. Yeah, that's cute. I guess that's cats in heaven. See, there's your afterlife answer. You got it, Margaret. I told you it'd be easy. All right. Just email me. Look, scroll up. MAR. Oh, here, look at that. Facebook, YouTube filled it right in. You won an Afterburner. And email me the shipping. You know, if you hit the return key, it doesn't give you a new spot to type. It posts your thing. All right. You're welcome, Margaret. Just make sure you email. I can't track you down on YouTube. I guess it's good and bad, but you know, for honest people, it's bad. Looking at Thad's wife's cats, very cute. Looks like cats that have left us. Maybe not. I don't know. Love to see support. Yeah, he must. I don't know. He might have been staying outside in the doghouse for too many nights. Just kidding, Thad. Very nice. Very nice to recognize your wife's talents. She probably loves you for that. The Rainbow Bridge. Yeah, there you go. That's what I saw it as. Yeah, there's some activity on stained glassers as well. So all the people that hate me, go there. I don't know why they hate me. Let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of fake stuff out there. I mean, I was accused of banning people or removing posts that were June festive related, which I don't do. I do remove posts that are posted to incite controversy. I have no tolerance for that. I don't care if you're pro this or anti that. If you post something, I mean, unless it's a intensive dialogue that's innocent or meant to be talked about, but you don't take cheap shots. All right, I'll put it that way. So, what grout do you use for your projects? Well, for mosaics, you just use the regular, fortified grout, like you would with tiles. I can't see. I know the answer. It's grout. You mean cement? Or grout for mosaics? You gotta say, for mosaics, what grout do you use? Alright. Let's see. We have a sale. Vendors wanted. Call Charlotte. Get a spot. Alright, that's fine. I don't, that's fine. It's a little shout out. It's good. And Jet White jumped in, said no AI. I don't know. Is that an AI? I don't know. You know what? I mean, I have my opinions on AI. I said earlier, I'm on the fence on a lot of things, but one is not that it's stealing from people. I really don't think that's the case. It may be adapting off of your personal style. I believe that, but it's not stealing. And they don't take your stuff, put it out there for the world to steal. I don't think that's happening. Oh, we're back at Bill Blodgett again. All right. All right, Connie. Another shout out happening. You got a garage sale. Let's see. It's 1 hour. Shared the stained glasses. That's fine. And look, this guy here. That's my new Canada spinner. The Canadian flag. Well, I call it the Canada flag. It's a flag of Canada spinner. And I included the Canadian Air Force emblem. This is stylized. It's not true to the emblem, but it is true to the Canadian leaf, maple leaf, and with the blue banding on it. So somebody mentioned this. Hey, all right, I'll include it with the pack. And here's a cheap plug, right? Yeah, go to my website, my pattern shop. This is actually on my server, and you'll get it real cheap. I mean, I'll tell you, $2. My server is cheaper than Etsy. You go to my pattern shop and pick it up for $2. And the downloads are a lot better as well. From my server, you get file downloads all separate. You can download the PDF, which has all the images, or separate JPEGs. There's a lot you can do. You can always go back and download it again and go back and whatever you got to do. My server is very powerful. It's probably more powerful than Etsy. It just doesn't spread the word as well. It does, but not great. All right. All right, here we go. I'm kind of digging the colors here. A stained glass panel is a true chameleon, between different person as the light changes and its glory. Yes, very nice. I agree. Even incandescent lighting is different than condensant, daylight. Very pretty. Formed by fire. Oh, someone absolutely love the light box. Yeah, look at that light box, huh? That's not a light box. That's a light table. All right. Well, any guesses? 1 through 10. I don't know. I'll check to see who's on here. Charles did I guess it's like it's Victorian, but it's very abstract. It's different. I really don't like to comment on these kind of things because any criticism would be, it doesn't go over well. And I try my best to be constructive, but I do see issues with this design, and I really don't want to bring it up more than just the fact that I'll point it out if anyone's interested. Though this is very pretty, it's well thought out. There's a little inconsistency with the shaping of these lines, the gentle bowing. There's a difference to it. But besides that, a lot of people, they fail to recognize one key thing that's really important with doing stained glass design work. And that is the elements. So you got the center element and leaves and what have you, little highlights. Always, when you do these, make sure, number one, they follow with the flow of the design, which this does well. But you also want to make sure you don't have redundancy of line direction, or elements that are in the same clockwise position. And I'll point it out here. We got this leaf here is pointing at 10 o'clock, as this one 10 o'clock, as this one 10 o'clock, as this one 9:45, and this one. So all of these are pointing in the same direction. Then you have the opposite. All these are pointing in that same direction. That can lead to, when you're viewing something like this, too much consistency in line direction. So I hope that made sense. So you want to be more sporadic with it, a little more random, and that helps a lot on the overall design. That's what I saw when I first looked at this. You'll see that done quite a bit when people put leaves, like with birds and flowers. And all the leaves are all in the same direction. Even way off the pattern, somewhere lower, and they've got long trailing lines like this. And you see, it looks like almost like a series of, like an antenna coming off your design. So it's just something to consider when you're doing laying out a design. Other than that, it's very nice, very very nice. I would love to see this done in lead, bring it up a level. But that's all, and that's constructive criticism. I'm not picking on it. All right, no guesses. All right. Formed by fire. Thank you for all that served. And this is from, there's not even a date. Yeah. Oh, 17 hours. Alright. So kill work. Very nice. Another shout out. That's fine. Yeah. Honoring the Memorial Day. Yeah. Yeah, who died? Yeah, they. You know what? People get upset with that. Memorial Day for people who have served. It's really not. It's our lost soldiers. I mean, it's a Memorial Day. It's a very solemn event. And Copper Panda, he rightfully pointed out, it's a solemn day of remembrance who died. And you know, you see, like, even in commercials, oh, happy Memorial Day to all our veterans. It's like, you know what? It's really not what it meant. And Veterans Day has its own day in November. I also had a family member die. Yeah, you are 100% correct, Copper Panda, and thanks for pointing that out. I mean, I can't point that out because I'll get attacked. People will attack me. They attack me for I sneeze and they attack me. Enough of that. Yeah, this live event's about the Facebook updates. I'm gonna probably shut this down soon, but I wanted to give away 3 afterburners, not 2. I need one more. Yeah, get ready for Halloween. It's right around the corner. Hex Tech Glass Company. Wait till October. Yeah. Before you know it, right? Just yesterday it was snowing everywhere. That's what it seems like, and now it's 90-something degrees out. Lindy Lou. Little clean up, foiling, then soda. Very nice. Country scene. Oh, is that a covered bridge? Yeah, okay. Some of his veterans. I'm reading Linda's post in chat. So, I agree. As a veteran, I get weird feelings when someone says happy. Yeah, I mean, it's not the day. It's not for people. I mean, yeah, you could, you know, I say celebrate or acknowledge the date as Memorial Day for our lost heroes. You know, it's really important. And, you know, though you don't, someone says Happy Memorial Day, they notice you're a veteran, you know, you accept it, but yeah, I could see how you feel a little awkward. But, yeah. Can't wait. Wasting glass. Oh, I saw this post the other day. This one skeeved me out. You ready? Most common. This is cool. He's mentioned about saving glass and stacking up your cuts. You could have saved a lot more glass if you cut one at a time and put this piece on the edge, and you could have saved another half-inch of glass. But that's not the part that got me skeeved out. I was looking at this. Look at all those glass shards down in the grid. Oh my goodness, look at that. And it looked like one's ready to poke up and get you right in the palm of your hand. It's like, wow. It's like, that's why I never liked these waffle grids. I had a student that had one and loved it. You know, they cut and the glass cutter goes in the hole. And, like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Until the blood started flowing. I was like, how did that? Oh, a piece was stuck in the grid and it was poking up. I didn't see it. I was like, oh, jeez. Well, there you go. So then I don't like. I never used them. I don't think. Did I ever cut? I may have tried cutting on one once. I just think even like with small pieces like this, what do you keep it from falling in? I don't know. I always use the edge of a bench top. All right. You're wasting too much glass. I'm from a different. I got gnats. You know, anyone else have gnats? I found it. Actually, I've done this for years now. I take apple cider vinegar, and you mix a little water, like 1/3 water, with apple cider vinegar, and put a drop of dish soap in a cup, a small tumbler, and you leave it in your area. And I'll tell you, that cup gets filled with the gnats. It's like a super sucker. It sucks all the gnats out of the air. I hate the gnats. They fly around your face. They land on your nose. But if you want a good a fruit fly trap. You just take a regular little small glass, pour apple cider vinegar in, and then half of that amount you put water. So you want to dilute it a little bit. And even if beer works good. Balsamic, red wines doesn't work as well as I thought it would. But the best is apple cider vinegar with water, and then you could pour a little beer in there too, and that really attracts them. They love beer. Yeah, I got gnats. That's what hit. Clap, clap. I hate gnats. All right, I think we're gonna go for the last one here. Paulette Jenkins is selling her supplies. Oh. Well, you got quite a bit. Yeah, I don't mind people selling stuff in the groups, and I just have one word of caution. If you see someone posting, I got this glass, and my grandfather died and left me all this glass, and PM me, private message me, and I'll give you more information. Don't do it. And I remove posts of people saying, private message me, for more information. I remove it. I delete it. And I tell them why. I say, that's dangerous because you're promoting the bad actors to come along and say, oh, look, you ask someone to private message you and you set up a payment thing. Next thing you know, people get ripped off. It's horrible. So I just say no soliciting private messages in a group. And then someone's, Adrienne, she's new. I'm going to speed read here. That's the universe, the private. That's the universe. Uncle gift. Oh, I guess the family. The skill sets and well and that. I am not saying GPS soldier certified technique. How to join seriously. Oh, there you go. Each you do cut. Where to start? What advice? First starting also in the process of minors. My speed reading. I'm just checking you out. Oh, you look legit. Yeah. A lot of newbies come along, ask the same kind of question, and the same kind of answer is take a class. So, that's basically it. Yeah, they have a right to ask the question. It just gets a little old, and I just have to check you out, say, well, where are you from? And because some people, not saying all, are up to no good. They just post open-ended question type posts, and they rely on people to click on it. They rely on people to respond, share and all that, just to make money on Facebook. It's for real, and to me, it's kind of annoying because I see innocent people, jumping right in and answering, and I also see, I check, I say, all right, you ask the question and people answer it, and then the original poster never replies back. Look at all these nice people telling you what you should do, and then and I check, I make sure, I say, all right, well, this person had all these answers and never replied back. It's like, hey, thanks for that. They don't reply back. Because the reason why they don't, because this is a dump and go kind of post. I'm not saying this one is. I don't see any replies. There you go. This is a direct question, where are you located? Alright, so it's probably a real question. But I would strongly recommend, if you do ask these kind of questions, respond. Yeah, she's real. Taking up fly fishing as well. That's who teach me patience. It's like the reference to the universe. Universe. All right, enough of that. Some people are different. I'll just say that. I thought you meant the universe, like, my family. Oh, look at that, the white crud. I have to say something about this. You guys get that white crud, right? All right. No one wants to guess 1 to 10. Tell me what this white crud is from while I explain. And if you repeat me in the comments, that's fine. I'm going to tell you what white crud is caused from. All right? But if you already know, post it in the comments. All right? Look at that white crud. What this is, and I'm convinced. So you know what? Maybe I might be wrong. But I think there's a very small chance I'm wrong. And I'm pretty confident that I have the right answer. And Kelly said metal oxides, well, I use patina. It's supposed to cover oxidation, make lead lines nice. Well, it looks like it was patina. This happens after patina as well. Lead oxide. Well, Dave might be onto something. I don't think it's lead oxide, and I'll explain. Look at Dave's reasoning. And maybe if it was a 100-year-old window, it's something new. Okay. Always wax and face. Alright, Dave, okay, it's like, you don't want to breathe, wear a mask. I'm going to have to disagree, Dave. It's not, lead oxide would happen to, old, lead that's been laying around, and it starts delaminating, it becomes the lead oxide dust from old stuff. I'm talking about newly made, patinaed, and this turns up the next day. I'll tell you what my theory is. G.M. Guthrie says lead carbonate is related. All right, here you go. Here's Gary's reason. Oh look, I even posted. I posted a video. What I found, and you could watch the video, you don't have to. I never got white crud before. Ever. Never, ever, ever. And that's because I never used zinc chloride flux. And, you look at the obvious, say, well, you never used zinc chloride flux, never got white crud before. And you use zinc chloride flux, you get the white crud. Okay. Is it the cleaning process? Not really. It could be the neutralizing process. Yeah, you could, Margaret, you'd send it to my personal email, and I'll just say it out loud so you can write it down. It's my name, Gary B as in boy, Somers at me.com. You could send it there. That one, it's a Apple server email. It doesn't get spam and scam and all that. So it's very safe. I just don't like to put that out there because, somebody tries to defraud me. I don't know. But yeah, send it to my personal email. My Down East account should work. It's on my website as well. You can contact art department. It sends an email link right away. All right. Jennifer says it's white mold from the flux. No, she's right. She's correct. It's from the zinc chloride flux. And what Gary found out is a new, it's not new, it's a solution, it's a baking soda, a sudsy baking soda. If you scrub it with that, you won't get the white crud. And what it's doing is beyond neutralizing the acid that's in the flux, because acid in the flux, you can neutralize that with just diluting it with water. What it's doing, it's actually removing the zinc in the zinc chloride flux. It leaves a film on the solder. And the zinc will actually adhere, or come out of the solution in the zinc chloride and lay on top of the copper foil, the solder. And even patinaing it, it won't take it off because it just starts appearing out of nowhere. And that's because it's zinc. And zinc, it's designed to oxidize and turn white and do things like that. If you know anything about marine environment items, you put zincs on the engines to intentionally stop any electrolysis that may attack your your electrical system on the boat, or items that are dipping in the water like an outboard motor. The zinc will actually take that electrolysis away from damaging your motor and stuff. And what happens, the zinc will turn from a gray to a chalky white. And it's very similar to that white crud you see on stained glass. So it got me to think, I was like, well, we got to get that zinc chloride off it, the zinc in the zinc chloride. And probably the best way is just to use baking soda in a scrub, because the baking soda is somewhat abrasive. And I found that using the soapy, I think it's Myers, it's a sudsy baking soda, gets in there and does a really good job on removing the zinc chloride flux. Not so much neutralizing, it removes the coating you get. And lo and behold, no white crud. And I also, on a piece that I did have white crud on it, I used the lime away. It's like a CRL, calcium lime rust remover. And once the white crud appeared, you hit it with the lime away. That will also remove that crud and as well keep it from coming back, which is a nice thing. I guess the lime away has somewhat of an abrasive property to it and a cleaning agent. So one or two of the above, but that's the solution I found for pieces that have already been attacked by the white crud. And then you polish it as normal. And polishing it meaning, you use a spray, furniture spray, and a soft natural bristle brush and buff it well. That'll protect any oxidation or future issues. I mean, you can follow up on other pieces, use a glass polish, but I found that glass polishes like a carnauba wax or the stained glass finishing compound actually starts taking off the patina. It removes that super black look you want. So you really don't want to. I mean, it depends. If you want something that's going to be shiny, and you use copper patina and use the finishing compound, which has carnauba wax in it, prior to patina, the actual finishing compound will stick to the solder that's on there and kind of coat it with the carnauba. So when you patina it and then eventually buff it later on, you're pulling up that finishing compound from underneath the patina or with the patina, and it polishes really well. The whole how can you patina after you put a coat of wax or finishing compound on something? Well, I don't know the answer. It just works. And you could have won an afterburner. It just works. And then the lime away gets rid of that white crud. And I am convinced, I am nearly 100% convinced, it's the zinc that's in the zinc chloride flux. because, like I said, before I ever used zinc chloride, I always use a Glass Pro, which is a natural flux, or oleic acid, and I've never had problems with that white crud. Never happened until I used zinc chloride based fluxes. So, problem is 95% of the flux you buy has zinc chloride in it. But there is a way to combat it, using the sudsy baking soda. You wash it with the soap and water, and then you wash it again with sudsy baking soda. Get a really good scrub on it, or the other way around, however you want to do it. Or maybe you don't need the soap, but that's what I found worked. And intentionally, after cleaning it, I patinaed it, and I just rinsed the patina off to see. I wanted to see that white crud pop up. It never came. So, it was a definite solution. So if you have a problem with white crud, having some sort of trouble eating, they are very nice. Who's very nice? Oh, let's see. Somebody's. Are you talking about my succulents? Yeah, I did it on my succulent. All right. So anyway, it's a major problem with stained glass, and if you clean it well and hit it with the wax afterwards, yeah, it may prevent it from showing up. But I also believe it denigrates some of that dark patina you're looking for. So it's like you're paying for this and you're getting that. I don't know, whatever the saying is. Alright guys, I think I was talking about Canadians. Oh, those, yeah. I haven't seen one made up yet. I just did the pattern yesterday. But I'm very confident that it will look beautiful. And, I would, instead of going with a maple leaf in every 6 panels, stagger it with the maple leaf and then alternate. I did a starburst, then I did one that was very simple so you can get the red and white. So when it's spinning, you're going to see the maple leaves. They're going to be predominant. But you're also going to see areas of the spinner that display red and white, which is the colors of the Canadian flag. And that's the whole purpose. It's like you don't want to look too hard. It's like looking too hard at a single item of a piece. Just like in a stained glass window, you want everything to work together, blend together. And that was also how I designed the Eagle spinner. It was sort of a challenge, but I already had in mind what I wanted to do. And then almost as a last minute, I was like, oh, you do red, white, and blue feathers. That would kind of look neat. And it actually worked out. So, I designed it as an Eagle spinner. I didn't design it as a patriotic spinner, though Eagle is very patriotic. But the red, white, and blue just so worked out perfectly, and it was a real hit. A lot of people who make the spinner love it. Yeah, I'll show you how many people have downloaded that pattern. It's just crazy. It's probably that and the bee spinner with the honeycomb is, my most popular pattern. Yeah. Oh, your spinners are cool. Make sure you use that heavy wire, Margaret. Or use that restrip. You could bend it over the top of the eagle's head and solder it into the top of his wings, and that's not going to break. And if it does, all right, come after me. But yeah, you got to make sure you support them. And if you make the spinner, take a picture of it spinning or video and put it in the forum. People love seeing it. I love seeing it. So I hope it didn't break too much on you, Margaret. I hope it wasn't like it was flattened like a pancake. It'd be terrible. I think, yeah. I remember you showing me pictures of it. It was pretty devastating. Anyway, we're gonna look. We got a sunset. Or is that a sunrise? We're gonna end right now, on Sybil Brown's beautiful window for a door insert. And I don't know if it's a wood door. Actually, it looks like a vinyl door with the vinyl trim. Very well done. We're gonna call it a sunset. We're gonna end the video now. And look, I think in front of you. I think really I could just make a new one. Yeah, you know, you'd be surprised. You repair one piece at a time and you get it done. It's really not that hard. I just put a repair video up. You know, Chris's swan he made, his first piece. He's looking at it and goes, "Dad, you cracked it." I go, "What are you talking about? I don't crack stained glass." And sure enough, there was a heat crack in it. Oh, that's not too bad. 5 pieces. Yeah. You got this, Margaret. Yeah. So, yeah, I did a video saying, just a recent repair video. You know, how you remove the copper foil and all. You want to check that out. It's on my YouTube channel, Repair Stained Glass. It's very recent, so it should show up right away. And I want to get Chris back in on the lives again. Such a goofball. He's too busy with his life. But with that, thanks everybody for showing up. I'm going to go ahead and... well, I had this picture in the way of everything. That wasn't nice. I shouldn't have done that. Let's move it out of the way. Thanks everybody, and I wish I could have given away the 3rd Afterburner. This chat will be available for replay probably in a day or two, so you could check back to see, you know, what was said and what have you, as well as the video will be available to view. It will be recorded, and I wanted to give 3 Afterburners away. Maybe I'll just pick somebody in the chat. Oh, we'll see. Let me go back here. Window. I'm trying a new thing. A thing called the pop-out chat. Let's see. Linda. I think Linda got one. Let's see. Anyone else chat here? Linda. Alright. It's okay. It's Saturday morning. Well, afternoon now. Alright. Well, I'll hold the Afterburner for the next giveaway. Or maybe I'll do something on the Facebook group. But I just want to say thanks for watching, guys. I hope you had a good time. I kind of did. And I like doing these live things. My take on the forum and kind of discussing current events in the forum and Facebook, the way they reformatted everything. Geez, I hope they fix that, upgrade to, newest or the most popular or whatever. Because relying on a random feed like that, it's a little disturbing. Again, yeah, thanks for watching. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. If you sat this long through my video, you really need to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button below. And we'll see you on the next one. You take care. Everybody have a nice weekend.